Another Pride video. I'm just recording these all on the same day because I have time and they're short. Um, so, uh, this is going to be about the DC Bombshells couples, and the same-sex ones that go along with that. Most of them are honestly, women couples. There's not, as far as I remember, they haven't shown anything in it of gay couples, but I could just be wrong, and I just may not have gotten that far into it because I got through the main version of DC Bombshells, and then there was they stopped, and then they did another version that I don't know if it takes. I think it took place after the war. Um, but so we have them. So kind of the first couple that we have with this, as I said, DC Bombshells is a kind of alternate universe of DC where you have a bunch of the different DC girls. Wonder Woman, Catwoman, Batgirl, Batwoman, Supergirl, Stargirl, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, Black Canary, Hawk Girl, Vixen, insert name of other girl here. Santana's there, Constantine is there. Mira and Arthur from Aquaman are there. And they all pop up at various points in time, all interconnecting with each other. And it all takes place around World War II. It is the concept of kind of all of the designs for the characters are all very much based on the pinup girl posters, that they had back in World War II. All the girls in the sexy outfits and everything, and the sexy positions or whatever, that type of stuff, and with everything pushed up and everything. And I mean, hey, if that's what they want to wear, that's what they want to wear. But the concept of it is, they all have all these different, they still have the same powers. Wonder Woman still comes from Themyscira. A whole bunch of these other ones still show up. Harley seems to have a similar background in this to the main comics, because we see her at the beginning of the comics as just Dr. Harleen Quinzel, and then she makes mention of the fact that she had a guy that was Mr. J, and then he went to go do something stupid, as in he messed with a coven of witches that involved Batgirl, Enchantress, what was her name? It's not Rogue, it's, I don't remember what her name was. She's, Deadshot's daughter or something like that. I don't remember. Or she's based off of Deadshot. I don't remember what her name was. And Swamp Thing or whatever, all down in Louisiana bayous. And Joker went there and messed with him, and he's dead now. And Harley leaves. And Batgirl is a vampire, and Enchantress is a witch, and there's all this other stuff. And I'm just why? But it's just fun what they do with this. They throw lots of references in the World War II. And lots of stuff there. We have Batwoman in this, Kate, and she is kind of based off of that concept of there's the movie The League of Their Own about the women baseball teams that they had developed at that point in time, because all the men had to go off the war, so they had the women there playing baseball because reasons. And they didn't pay them enough and everything, and they got a lot of problems that happened with that, and they were very much monetized and not given a lot of freedom, that stuff. And what ends up happening, we have Batgirl, and she is she's a player on one of these teams, but then she's also a vigilante, and she uses a bat to hit people and everything. And they show in the comics, they show her saving the Wayne family, so Bruce doesn't grow up to be Batman. But then there's still a reference to that, because lots of different in between pages or cover pages are different the style of the pinup ads of the girls, or even you see Bruce Wayne in one of them, and these other ones you see Superman being a welder at some point in one of them. It's just funny watching these. Those are just funny in and of themselves. Just Google DC Bombshells and see what comes up for those, because they're nice. Lots of different fun pictures that you get, and costume designs for them, and a lot of stuff like that. So those are nice. But we see Harley there, and then she still kind of goes a little cuckoo, and she still turns into Harley, and she steals Hal Jordan's plane, because Hal Jordan, aka Green Lantern, is a pilot in this, and she steals his plane, and then she flies to Paris, and then I don't know if she was in America and then she flew to Paris, or if she was in England or something and then flew to Paris. I don't know, but she flies to Paris, and then she finds Ivy, and the first thing Ivy does is points a gun at Harley, and basically like, "Why the frick are you in my greenhouse?" type thing. And Harley just looks Ivy up and down, and she goes, "Ooh, Merry Christmas to me," because it's at Christmas time. Um, and like, so we see their relationship bloom, pun intended, because of Ivy, bloom throughout the course of the comics. A couple of the other couples that we see throughout the course of the comics are Hawk Girl and Vixen. Hawk Girl is kind of this kind of a steampunk inventor type character that they have her be in this. She's very fun. She has like a jetpack that she uses. And then we have Vixen, who is currently the queen of whatever country it is that she's from. I don't remember what that is, but she's queen of that. Vixen's power is, of course, she has an amulet or something that allows her to be able to summon up kind of different attributes of animals, and then she can kind of appear to have those powers, like, summon up the parts of a bird and she can fly. They kind of like appear as like vestiges behind her, or like, talons or something to help her like pick locks or whatever. And I love this about Vixen. She was like a competitor at like the Olympics that were held in Germany just before World War II, and like Hitler wouldn't shake her hand even though she won. And then she steals Hitler's dog. I found that so funny. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. She just steals Hitler's dog and then gives it a better life because it likes her. But like, Hawk Girl and Vixen are a couple, and we see them interact with each other quite a bit. They seem very happy together. Vixen seems to be kind of an investor in like Hawk Girl's technology. Hawk Girl is still kind of a klutz, but she's still very cute. The other one of the other couples is we have Kate, as in Batgirl, and Maggie Sawyer. In the comics, at one point, Batgirl and Kate were in a very committed relationship. They were going to get married, but I don't remember exactly what happened with that. I don't think they did get married, or if they did, or if they were going to, it got called off or something like that. I remember seeing something about that, but I don't remember what it was exactly in regards to, like, a lot of the writers quit because of that or something. I don't know exactly what happened with that. That's a bit out of my purview, but they seem rather happy in this. As far as I can remember from what I read. And at one point, like, Maggie and Kate kind of end up developing, like, Kate kind of ends up being the one that kind of starts the Bat family instead of it being Bruce. It's like she starts gathering up all these orphans because they kind of idolize her, because a lot of the kids kind of idolize her, and they start, they form the Bat family, and then, like, Maggie kind of keeps an eye on them because Kate goes off to like Europe to help with, helping fight the Nazis, who have psychotic magic version of Joker's daughter working with / for them. Yeah, Bombshells, unless you've read it, is very confusing. But Kate and Maggie seem very happy. One of the other couples that we kind of see in it, some of these aren't necessarily huge integral couples. Some of them are less integral. The main ones I would say are Harley and Ivy, Vixen and Hawkgirl, Kate and Maggie. In regards to we do see Wonder Woman there. We do have her and Steve Trevor. But Wonder Woman and Mira, as in from Aquaman, they do seem to be able, like, they had that relationship in the past where they were kind of lovers in the past, but then Diana found Steve, and then Mira ends up finding Arthur Curry, who is of course the man that in the comics is Aquaman. So there's a fair amount of stuff there. They kind of switch Mira and Aquaman around, though, to the point where Mira is actually the one that's the royalty, and Arthur Curry is just a lighthouse guy. But they still end up being very happy together, from what I remember. But what ends up happening is one of the other couples is Kimio Hoshi and Big Barda Free. Big Barda is a character that, if I remember correctly, had been she had been one of, like, Darkseid's servants way back, and then she became good. She joined forces with the Justice League and left Darkseid. in like the actual comics, and in this one she just seems to be there already. She's still very strong and everything. And then I don't have a huge amount of frame of reference for Kimi Yohoshi. I don't. In this one, she just seems to have type of it looked like electrical type powers from what I remember. But the two of them seem to be very much in love. They're a very good team. And one of the other ones that they had in the comic that I very much loved was they have Supergirl, and her and Stargirl are kind of like adopted sisters, and they're from Russia. And then they, kind of turncoat because Russia was, manipulating them, and, kind of under the Stalin regime and everything. And then they go and they turn coat and they join, Wonder Woman and her group in like fighting for the Allies. And then unfortunately Stargirl dies, which is a very hard thing to watch or hard thing to read through. It's very hard on the reader, and it's hard on the very hard on Supergirl because of course she just lost her sister, Kara. Kara just lost her sister. I do not remember what Stargirl's actual name was. Kara is still, she's from Krypton, found as a baby. The whole, Superman story of found as a baby and then raised, and everything. And she, raised in Russia and everything. So actually, if you want to have a rough idea about that, go watch Superman Red Sun. That is a very interesting version of like what they did with Superman there, with like if he was found here instead. So yeah, go watch Superman Red Sun. That's kind of an interesting thing that they did there. Just go watch some of the DC movies. They're fun. I would love it if they made a DC Bombshells movie or did an animated series based off of it. That would be awesome. That would be so fun. But what ends up happening is later on, Kara finds out that her DNA was cloned, and she finds out that there is a Power Girl who is actually a comic book character. And then Power Girl and Ivy are also friends at various points in the New 52, which is funny. Ivy is also kind of friends with Harley is also kind of friends with Wonder Woman, which is also funny. There's a lot that they let do with Harley, because Harley's kind of like the Deadpool of this universe, where it's like she like pops in and out and makes jokes about like, popping in and out of, oh, I'm here now. Oh, I'm here now. Oh, I'm here now. I'm going to go find this person. How did you get into my house? Type thing. Is like what they do with Harley, and I love it. She's just like so great. And then of course I've seen lots of fan art of like Harley and Deadpool together, and that they would probably make a rather good couple. Which is different than what we're talking about here. So moving back to this, but they also find out that there is a cloned version of Superman that was made from Kara's DNA as well. Superman and Power Girl aren't around super long in the Bombshell comics. They're kind of brought in at the end. Power Girl and Supergirl have to fight. But what ends up happening is there's also a version of Lois in this. In this world, and she's a writer. She writes for I don't remember if it is the if it's still the Daily Planet or whatever it was at that point in time. I don't remember if it's still that or if it's just a variation of it. But she's she's a reporter, and like she became friends with like a bunch of the Bat family kids, and like they helped save her at one point. And then Lois gets like kidnapped and then ends up in Russia because of reasons. And then Kara, Supergirl, ends up meeting Lois, and it's kind of love at first sight between the two of them. And like she's like Kara flies and she has Lois in her arms, and she's just like so happy about it. And like Lois or like Kara just keeps blushing all the time around Lois, and it's so adorable. And there's not too much else there with that. We see the couples interact. There's a few other couples that pop up. Like we have Constantine and Zatanna are there as a couple. Raven is there. We don't have Beast Boy there, but we have Zatanna and Constantine, as I said. They kind of help. They help Raven. There's a lot of other characters that pop up in these. Like as I said, a bunch of the Bat kids pop up in this. Some of the Robins and some of the other Bat girls that they'd had that they deal with that, and those are kind of nice. Just a lot of homages to different things. There's Superman that pops up and some other things like that. Harley is kind of fun. I do admit Harley is kind of one of my more favorite characters out of the Bombshell ones that they did with it. Um, we have all this interaction there. There's the evil version of Joker's daughter, which is kind of a redundant statement because Joker's daughter is kind of evil anyway and psychotic and has magic in this because reasons. Um, and so there's a lot that happens there with those characters. Go read DC Bombshells or just look it up. It's great and like the art style is beautiful. The characters are beautifully drawn. The story is very, very good. It goes over a lot of different lots of different human emotions and issues because they deal with love, they deal with betrayal, they deal with finding real family, they deal with loss in regards to mostly in regards to when like Stargirl dies. They deal with that type of stuff. Finding love, new love, old love, reunited love, lots of other things that they deal with that. And it's just fun to watch. It's just, so colorful and so fun to watch. So fun to read. I would love, as I said, I would love it if they did an animated series based off of Bombshells. That would be wonderful. I would so watch that. Animated series or a movie based off of it. I would love that if they did that. DC, please do that. So that's what we got for this video. So I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a nice rest of your day. Bye. Now aren't you glad you didn't bury me under your greenhouse? I'll bury you in something. Come here.